already going to start out with my eyebrows and eyes done, just because this tutorial is all about the face. All about the face, about the face. No, should not sing on camera. I didn't want to waste time and make this a really long video by showing how to do my eyes and stuff. On clean skin, we're going to start out by priming our face. I'm using the Australis AContour. I think this, for the price, is actually very good quality. It's only about, I think it was only $23 at Farmers. I'm sure you could probably find it cheaper at Kmart or something. I just realized this is going to be an Australis filled video, and I apologize for that. I didn't intend on it, but I just bought the new contour kit, so I kind of wanted to use it in a tutorial, but you could use anything really. I'm just going to conceal any blemishes with this colour right here, and I'm just using an ordinary concealer brush. I have so much acne scarring on my chin, it's horrible. I'm just using my finger to blend it out. I could almost just conceal my entire chin because it's that awful, it's like a freaking pizza. Now I'm going in with foundation. I'm just using the Nars Luminose weightless foundation just because it's really full coverage and it's my favourite foundation. I have extremely oily skin, it's disgusting, and so usually I have to buy matte finished foundations just because otherwise if it's not matte the oil just seeps through and it's you could just like deep fry some chips on my freaking nose. But this foundation is really good. It controls my oil really well and it doesn't leave me matte. It's a dewy finish but it doesn't look oily, which is something that's really hard for me to find, and it lasts all day, which is something that's really good as well. And to get maximum coverage out of my foundation, I'm just patting it into the skin rather than wiping it. Now you want to use a clean brush, one that you didn't use to conceal all your pimples and blemishes and things, because if you use a brush to conceal your pimples, you don't want to use it again on the rest of your face because you could be spreading the germs and bacteria and giving yourself more pimples. So you want to make sure that you use a different brush than the one that you used to conceal those blemishes. Sorry, that was a mouthful. And I'm taking this yellow color right here just to... Damn, that mirror is dirty. I was straightening my hair this morning and then I knocked my coffee over and it went everywhere, all over my vanity, and my poor chocolate Soleil bronzer by Too Faced is all disgusting and it's got coffee in it, and I really hope that I can save it. So if you guys know how I could do that, it would be great if you could let me know because I'm freaking out about it. But anyway, this contour kit is alright. The yellow colour isn't very pigmented, and I'll show you what I mean. You just want to go under your eyes. See, it's not that pigmented, which is what I don't like about it. Like, it's a good product and it blends really easily, but it's just not that pigmented, and so you have to use quite a lot, and I feel like this kit won't last me that long at all because of that. Like, I've only used it about 3 times and already it's gotten like a big dent in it. But you can just use any concealer pretty much if it's lighter than your actual skin tone. And you kind of want the shape of it to be tapering upwards like this, so that it's highlighting the top of the cheekbone and the cheek. If you put it all over here and then make it go like this, it's not going to define your cheeks, which is what you kind of want. You want the light bits to be on the bits that you want to stand out and bring forward, and the dark bits to be the places that you want to recede and look sunken in. And again, you want to make sure you put some on the top of your forehead, bringing it up like this and kind of drawing out a little flower, but not bringing it too high, especially if you have a big forehead like myself. Just want to bring it about halfway, maybe even a little bit less than that. Some people like to put all their cream products on their face before they start blending, but I like to do all the light colours first because I find sometimes when I'm using my Real Techniques beauty sponge or anything like that, that when you're blending it out you can accidentally touch one of the darker colours on the sponge and then get it in places that you don't want it to go. So I just like to blend out all the light colours first and then go in with the darker one. So I'm just going to use the flat side. And again, you want to make sure that you're patting it into the skin rather than wiping, because if you wipe it, it's just going to wipe all the product off and even the foundation underneath, and it's just not going to look nice. And if you're doing this before you've done your eye makeup, then make sure you get it on your eyes as well to conceal all the veins and stuff, going in back and forth motions. Now I'm taking this darker shade right here, and I'm using a 142 Zoe, the concealing buffer brush, I think. Concealer buffer brush, yeah. I'm just going to take that all on the brush. I like to get a decent amount again because these aren't all that pigmented. So I just like to take a lot. And then all I'm going to do is dab it on my forehead like this. Make yourself look like a crazy person. And then bringing it into your temples like this. Right underneath the cheekbones, and what I like to do is go from the top of my ear and then follow the line to the corner of my mouth, but I want to stop right where the cheekbone stops, which is right there, so about halfway between the ear and the corner of the mouth. Actually, I go just a little bit back again because we're going to blend it out and it'll come down a little bit more. And you also want to make it look like you have a sharper jaw, so you just go. Look how more intense that is, like it's a really intense jaw. I forgot to mention before when I was blending in the highlight that your sponge should be damp. It helps to blend it out more, and it also gets away any excess, so it's really important. What you want to make sure you're doing is using different sides for the different colors. So for the light side I use this one, and for the dark side I use this one. But if you have just like an ordinary beauty blender, then you just want to make sure that one side's for light colors and the other side's for dark colors, and will try your hardest not to mix the two. Taking this side, I'm just going to I'm just going to push it into my hairline in little patting motions, like little flick motions. Now I know I said before that if you do that on your highlight it's going to make it look bad, but because this is a really dark color, it really helps it blend out a lot. So I'm just pushing it and flicking it into the hairline. And at this stage, I don't go past where the colour is. I just start where the colour is started and push it into the hairline. And so once it's starting to look something like this, what I like to do is there's some product that's on here, and I like to push it into the skin and just going a little bit further down than where the actual colour is. So just using the same motions and just bringing it down a tiny bit. This just helps to blend it out. And so now you can see that it's kind of done the same thing. There's a little line here, but it's less noticeable. So what I like to do is take, oh dear, look at that. I like to get the side that we use the light colour on and then just push it in like this on that line, so it kind of just brings it all together. And so now the forehead's nice and blended out. I always like to leave the cheeks last, so we'll move down to the jawbone. And you want to do the same thing, but instead of pushing it up, we want to push it down and bring it into your neck. So just doing the exact same technique, starting at the colour and just pressing down, flicking it down in there. And then coming up a little higher, and then using the the light side. Now for the cheeks, we want to take that side again, and what we're going to do is just push it up in the way your cheek goes. So just pushing up. Stupid little baby ears, they're always getting in the way. And because it kind of stops abruptly, yes. Once you've picked some product up from here, you want to bring it a little bit lower than when we put the original line. That's why it always turns out darker. And because I like having a really intense cheekbone contour look, I'm just going to use the same brush we used to highlight under our cheeks. And then I'm going to take this colour again, this top one, and then just go under where we did that original line, like underneath it. This is just going to make the contour look that much more sharp. And so I grab the light side and then just push it down. And that just makes it look way more chiseled. So you could stop here if you wanted a really natural look, like if you were going to the beach or the gym or something like that. You can just leave it with all the cream products. Obviously if you go to the beach or the gym you don't want to have eye makeup and brows like me. You could just leave it like this. It's going to make you look way more natural because it's all cream products. You'll look dewy and just gorgeous. For the sake of the video, I'm going to add powders and really emphasize the contour and the highlight and just make it look more glamorous. So I'm using the Australis Fresh and Flawless foundation. You can just use any powder. Like I said, I didn't mean to make this tutorial a lot of Australis products. It just turned out to happen like that. And I'm just going to put this powder all over my face. So you just use whatever powder you want, making sure I'm dabbing it into the skin again. And if you're wanting a really flawless complexion, I would recommend using a powder foundation rather than a translucent powder, just because the translucent powder doesn't add more coverage where a powder foundation will. Then I'm using the Anastasia banana powder to go over all the highlight that we've done. Now I'm going in with Anastasia's Havana to bronze the cheeks and the forehead. And then I'm taking Fawn to go over that contour. Making sure I'm bringing it into the temples as well. Just by adding it to the temples, it means that because the lower cheek and the temples are so contoured and looking like they're so sucked in, it makes the cheekbones look like it's popping out even more. Now I'm using this Colourpop blush in the shade Tasty, just because it's a very natural looking colour, I would say, and I don't want to take away too much from the contour and the highlight. Now I'm going in with good old Mary Lou, except my one is completely destroyed. It is shattered to pieces. I really need to buy some rubbing alcohol. This has been like this for months, and I don't know why I haven't gotten it fixed yet, because I really love this highlighter. Like, it still works well, I guess. So that is my flawless face routine. That's just the way I do it personally. I forgot to mention in my other videos that I'm not a makeup artist or anything like that. This is just the way that I have picked up how to do things, and that's worked for me. I hope that it worked for you, and I really, really hope you like this video. Ellie is super grumpy with me today because we had to take her to the vet to get her nails done. She has the longest nails ever, and they always break, and it really hurts her. And she's like, "Get away from me, Mum. I really want to get down. You are so mean to me. I can't believe you tricked me." She's very mad at me today. I'll see you next time. Bye.